Now, with UPS, my customers get an email letting them know when their order is going to arrive. It's like I answer their questions, even before they ask.
How'd you do that?
I'm telepathic.
Email notification for better customer service. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Aunt Amy, Ryan likes you.
Who told you that?
Ryan did.
He told me, too.
A diamond heart pendant from Kay means every diamond is hand-selected to match beautifully.
Do you want to know another secret? I like him back.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
The pharmaceutical industry applauds this nation's obsession with career advancement. Thanks to your inability to balance life with work, sales are through the roof. Indeed, 45% of Americans don't use all of their vacation time, a proven cause of stress-induced illness and depression. So stay the course. As long as you're committed to all work and no play, we'll provide happiness in the form of a pill.
Log on to universalorlando.com.
Next Monday.
Seeing things in my mind, my eyes are closed.
The police think it's a suicide.
She came to me in my sleep last night.
But as she rewinds her vision...
Wait a second.
Find the clue everyone missed.
I'm telling him everything and you can't stop me.
And one last thing. Stick around for the ending.
Oh my God.
All New Medium, NBC next Monday.
Later on The Tonight Show, feast your eyes on fat actress Kirstie Alley, plus desperately mysterious James Denton, and a Super Bowl wrap-up. Your local news is next.
There's new information tonight that could shed some light on a Holmes County chopper crash that killed a man this weekend.
I'm Jason Davis in Holmes County. I'll be telling you what aviation experts are saying about this past weekend's helicopter crash.
I'm Courtney Hayes. Thomas Drive business owners took one of the hardest hits Hurricane Ivan had to offer last fall. How are they rebounding from the disaster? Find out as we kick off the first of a special series, Rebuilding After Ivan.
Opponents fear a proposal to allow slot machines in South Florida will have a statewide impact. I'm Victoria Langley with that story from Tallahassee.
I'm Tom Lewis.
And I'm Nisa Wilkins. News Channel 7 at 10 is next.
Live from WJHG TV, this is News Channel 7 at 10.
Good evening, everyone. The wife of a chopper pilot who died in a weekend crash in Bonifay says her husband died from a blow to the head. Melanie Dorsey told News Channel 7 tonight that the medical examiner's office here in Bay County gave her those autopsy results just a few hours ago. And there was some speculation that 55-year-old Roy Dorsey suffered a heart attack just before his chopper crashed in the front yard of a Bonifay home on Saturday morning. But Melanie Dorsey contends her husband was in good health, and the autopsy results bear out that fact. Meanwhile, National Transportation Safety Board investigators continue to focus on the chopper wreckage itself, trying to find out a cause for that crash. News Channel 7's Jason Davis has the latest tonight.
The wreckage has been cleaned up, and now the investigation begins.
They've moved the wreckage into a local storage building here, and they're looking at it along with the FAA and the manufacturers of the helicopters here too.
Many questions remain unanswered this early in the case, but officials from the National Transportation Safety Board say they plan to document and examine every inch of this helicopter until they find out exactly what happened in Holmes County that Saturday morning.
I have instructed and I'm taking action to have the engine secured and sent to a laboratory for analysis in Arizona. So again, we don't know everything about it, but we are continuing to press on.
Preliminary findings have not revealed any evidence of a mechanical issue with the helicopter. Investigators say it could be months before we find out exactly what really happened.
We give a good estimate of about 6 months, the point of where a report will be, a factual report will be sent from me and my office to the board in Washington, D.C., and they're the ones that do an independent review and determine the probable cause of the accident.
The aircraft's history will also be examined as part of the investigation. In Holmes County, Jason Davis, News Channel 7.
Roy Dorsey was a Vietnam veteran who was awarded the Bronze Star for his service. He and his wife have lived in the Lakeland area, but also have family here in the Panhandle. He flew for the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and was in Bonifay this weekend surveying the eagle population. The Dorsey family is planning a memorial service in Marianna on February the 19th.
A Dearborn woman is dead after her husband hit her with the couple's minivan. It happened around noon today at the couple's home on Risotto Lane. State troopers say 80-year-old David Evans was behind the wheel, waiting for his wife Marcelle to unlock the gate to their driveway. The van accelerated as the woman was crossing the driveway to get to the gate. Authorities say Evans tried to miss her but couldn't, and she died at the scene. The incident is still under investigation. At least one person was hospitalized today after another car crash on the beach. This one happened around noon on Thomas Drive, directly in front of the Thomas Drive Fire Station. An SUV rolled over after the impact. State troopers haven't released the names of the people involved or any of the details about how the crash happened.
Well, it may be February, but it feels like springtime outside. Meteorologist Jason Kelly joining us live from the Viper 7 Weather Center with the latest. Jason?
I don't think many folks are complaining, Tom. A nice day today and a nice night tonight. Looks like another nice day tomorrow. Overnight lows tonight in the 50s with mostly calm winds, 1 or 2 clouds. Daytime highs tomorrow near 70, a variable wind and a few more clouds. But those clouds mean showers down the road. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Jason. 5 months after Hurricane Ivan spawned tornadoes that ravaged parts of Thomas Drive on Panama City Beach, business owners there are trying to pick up the pieces and move on. For some, it was actually a blessing in disguise. News Channel 7's Courtney Hayes joins us live in our studios for the first part of our special series, Rebuilding After Ivan. Courtney?
Tom, some Thomas Drive business owners had to relocate because their place of business was completely destroyed. The move hasn't been easy for some, but the calm after the storm has finally arrived for most.
All they've ever worked for was ripped apart in seconds.
I lost it, of course, and I was in tears crying about it because I just thought that, you know, we had worked so hard to get that little place.
There it is right there. You can see sparks beginning to fly as this storm goes over generators and starts popping power poles.
It was the first tornado Hurricane Ivan spawned, and close to a dozen Thomas Drive business owners were left to pick up the pieces. Cutting up was just one of the casualties. But owners Sheila and Shannon Hollis say everything happens for a reason. This mother-daughter duo is now renting space from the owners of Baytown Salon in Bay Point.
We were here only, 4 days afterwards, so that was really nice. And, the owner here has been great letting us work here.
Cutting Up's neighbor didn't rebound as quickly. It took Jim Arias months to relocate his business to the Beach Walk Shopping Center.
We went through a couple of months of pure hell while we were moving.
Both businesses lost thousands of dollars in the twister and say their insurance companies weren't any help in Ivan's aftermath. But there is a silver lining in this dark cloud.
We ended up in a much better location. We have additional parking now. A little bit bigger store, a little brighter, a little easier for us to work the location. We probably wouldn't have moved on our own because you get comfortable in a situation like that.
There was no time for complacency when your life's work is left in ruin. And now they're working hard to realize some positive has come from it.
Everything happens for a reason.
Both businesses were able to keep their original phone numbers and say customers have been great about the move. Next Monday, you'll hear from some business owners who were able to salvage their damaged businesses and are preparing to open their doors to customers once again. Tom?
Doesn't seem like it was all that long ago, but it certainly has left an impression on our area. Courtney, thank you very much. Courtney Hayes reporting live in our studios.
Well, for the past several years, Walton County has been in the midst of a beach renourishment project. Hurricane Ivan didn't help matters much, washing away a lot of the sand from the beaches already in need of help. But as News Channel 7's Mike Tolbert tells us, county officials are trying new methods to bring our beaches back to life.
Horace Whaley probably had the same response most people have had when they see these metal poles and plastic nets on the beach.
We came onto the beach in December and thought, what is that?
They're porous groins, an experiment to help restore this section of inlet beach, one designated by the state as critically eroded.
As the waves approach the structures, they actually hit a structure, and then the waves reduce in size, and that little reduction in size allows the sand to fall out. So it actually functions like a sand fence in the water.
The numbers on these pylons represent the amount of sand that is piled up on their location, at this one almost 2 feet since November. The nets and poles run for about 2,000 feet. Not a large area, but enough to affect the view and regular walks of those who live behind them. Horace says he doesn't mind.
You've got to accommodate some of these inconveniences if you're going to improve the beach quality. We don't mind walking around it. We walk here every day pretty well.
Officials say they will take the groins out in April, just in time for the heavy tourist season. In Inlet Beach, Mike Tolbert, News Channel 7.
Beach management officials say the porous groins don't bring in enough sand to be used in large-scale renourishment projects. Panama City commissioners took another stab at regulating new development in the city. They're considering height limits for new buildings. The problem is no one can agree on that limit. Commissioners tossed around a 150-foot limit during today's workshop meeting, but city staff is recommending a floor area ratio policy, which would allow developers to build more floors if they develop on a smaller portion of land. And developers say the commission should just set limits, but offer benefits to those who provide public access areas or build away from the waterfront. Commissioners did not make a decision tonight. City officials are also considering the future of the Bay County Public Library building at the city marina. Mayor Jerry Clemens is suggesting the city buy the old library building from the county and convert it into office space for city workers. The 40-year-old structure needs $1 million worth of renovations, but the state will give the county a $500,000 grant if it builds a new library by the end of this year. No reaction yet from county leaders regarding Clemens' proposal.
In Springfield tonight, city commissioners there thought they were going to make some kind of a decision about a new police chief. At least that's what they thought. The commission held a workshop meeting with the police chief issue on the agenda, but when the issue came up, Mayor Gene Stockwell told the board they'd just be discussing the parameters of a candidate search. So no action on selecting a new chief. The city's last person to hold the job was Sam Slay, who resigned last summer. Okaloosa County Sheriff's investigators are charging a middle school teacher with committing lewd and lascivious battery on a child. This is 31-year-old Ira K. Tryon. Deputies arrested Tryon at the Bruner Middle School in Fort Walton Beach this afternoon. The alleged incidents took place at both Tryon and the girl's home, as well as the school. And Tryon apparently coached the girl on a soccer team. They say they began their investigation back in November after the former student came forward and said Tryon had inappropriately contacted her in both 2001 and 2002.
Still ahead tonight on News Channel 7 at 10. Would you vaccinate your child against some sexually transmitted diseases in the future? Find out what some parents have to say about it.
And state lawmakers are trying to cover all their bets on the possibility of slot machines in South Florida. You'll hear about some of the concerns.
You're watching News Channel 7 at 10 with Tom Lewis, Nisa Wilkins, Viper 7 weather with meteorologist Jason Kelly, and sports with Scott Rossman. News Channel 7 at 10.
Hi, folks. For the third consecutive year, Bay County has produced Northwest Florida's #1 volume new car dealer, Panama City Toyota. Last year, a record 2,000 new and repeat customers selected Toyota and Panama City Toyota for their absolute best car deal. It's true, volume sales creates power. Power to offer a better selection, but most important, the power to save you more. That's why 1 out of every 4 passenger cars sold in this market are sold here. Panama City Toyota, where relationships are born.
Our new baby has everything for your new baby. They have cribs, changers, and gliders. They have Graco featuring America's favorite collection of car seats, strollers, playpens, and more. They also have the stylish Central Park showcasing the popular Black Twa. Come to our new baby to see Graco's all-new contemporary G-Series or the whimsical Cottontails. Our new baby has your matching Graco high chairs, diaper bags, and swings to complete your Graco collection. And remember, for your new baby, come see our new baby on the Circle in Dothan.
Want a boat? Now's the time. Starting Friday, February the 11th through Sunday the 20th, Treasure Island Marina is slashing prices at both locations for their annual February inventory reduction and liquidation sale. Fishing boats, pontoons, sport boats, sport cruisers, and yachts. Sea Ray, Boston Whaler, Scout, Angler, Crest, and the largest variety of used and consignment boats on the Panhandle. Not just another boat show. This biggest sale of the year includes once-a-year manufacturer incentives to sweeten your deal even more. In Destin, 98 East, 1/2 block west from Harry T's. In Panama City Beach at the Treasure Ship, Thomas Drive on Grand Lagoon. Come get your boat and save, save, save!
The largest trunk in its class. Another reason why the Mercury Grand Marquis is the best value in its class. Now lease Grand Marquis for just $299 a month for 36 months with $13.27 cash due at signing. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Health Watch is brought to you in part by Fort Walton Beach Medical Center.
We use vaccines to protect against childhood illnesses like measles and chickenpox, but what if you could vaccinate your kids against herpes or syphilis before your kids become sexually active? A new survey finds many parents think it's a good idea. Tracy Potts tells us if that could soon be a reality.
Condoms, abstinence, education, now vaccines to prevent sexually transmitted diseases. There are several being tested. The first probably won't be available for at least another 5 years. But when they are, many parents seem willing to have their kids vaccinated.
That if somebody has herpes,
a survey in this month's Archives of Pediatrics and Adolescent Medicine found parents support vaccines for STDs about the same as for non-sexually transmitted diseases, even for kids as young as 12 years old.
You know, it doesn't mean they're going to have sexual intercourse the next year or the next 5 years, but that you want to protect them as early as possible before they engage in the kind of behaviors that might expose them to these infections.
Given several scenarios, parents surveyed were more apt to choose STD vaccines when the disease was severe, the vaccine effective, and behavior changes not available. But for 1 in 4 parents, those factors didn't matter at all. They chose vaccines every time. Some family groups are concerned that telling teens they're protected against STDs may encourage them to have unprotected sex and risk getting other diseases.
It'd be kind of like playing whack-a-mole. You know, you knock down one, and before you know it, another one has popped back up. And it can create, I think, a deadly false sense of security in our young people.
Researchers say the study may reassure pediatricians who said they'd be reluctant to recommend STD vaccinations, fearing negative reactions from parents. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Now, the vaccines would be available for girls first. One large study of a herpes vaccine found it's 70% effective for women, but not effective at all for men. Tom?
Interesting. Thank you, Nisa. Florida lawmakers are trying to come up with possible regulations if South Florida voters approve slot machines. Broward and Dade counties will hold elections on March the 8th to decide on slots at pari-mutuel facilities. But as Victoria Langley tells us, gambling opponents say opening the door to slots is a losing proposition for the whole state.
If South Florida voters say yes to slot machines and racetracks and high-life frontons, an option to tax the slots could mean hundreds of millions of dollars for education. State Representative Ron Greenstein says gamblers are already spending the cash at unregulated Indian casinos, and it's time Florida got its share.
We don't have an income tax. We'll never have an income tax. Sooner or later, people are going to have a revolt over their property tax. If there's money sitting out there and we can get it and we can control better the situation, then why not?
But others are trying to put up roadblocks. Representative Randy Johnson says slots will suck up money that could have been spent in restaurants and other businesses that generate needed sales tax.
It's going to cost Floridians an enormous amount of tax revenue. Plus, we're going to have to spend money on all the social costs. We're going to have to pay for broken families. We're going to have to pay for the gambling addicted.
Jeb Bush's concerns about the floodgates opening appears to be coming true. The Miccosukee tribe has already asked the governor to begin negotiations to allow it to have slots at its casinos.
Slot supporters insist the proposal won't expand gambling and schools will be the real winners.
They're not going to have the slot machines anywhere else in the state, only in South Florida in the 7 existing pari-mutuel facilities. But they're going to benefit because they're going to receive the funding for public education statewide.
Still, federal law allows the tribes to offer whatever gambling the state allows. That could mean the bells and whistles of Las Vegas-style slots coming to an Indian casino near you. In Tallahassee, Victoria Langley, News Channel 7.
Both sides will appear before a House committee to argue the issue tomorrow. Still ahead tonight, hopefully a good-looking week ahead. Jason will have the forecast coming up next.
And later, if you had to leave your job to follow a military spouse to a new assignment, you may be eligible for some new benefits. You'll hear what's available.
News Channel 7's Viper is brought to you in part by our community partner, Peden Air Conditioning and Heating.
Viper. Each year, every automotive company in the world tries to make a splash. But for 18 years, one company has come out on top. This year, we're doing it again with waves and waves of amazing new products. In fact, the all-new 2005 Freestyle SEL and the all-new 2005 500 SEL can be yours for $299 a month with a 24-month lease. When you offer the best products at the best prices, everyone wins. Visit your local Southern Ford dealer today and see why we're number one.
Now more than ever, we're working twice as hard to save you even more with rollbacks all over the store. Like 30-count Claritin. Rollback price, now it's just $17.82. Or 24-ounce Jergens lotion. Rollback price, only $4.44. And 13.5-ounce Pantene shampoo and conditioner. Rollback price, each $3.23. Rollbacks save you even more. Only at Walmart. Always.
Love Lines with Cupid. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, could you help me? Valentine's Day is just around the corner. I haven't got any idea what to get my girlfriend.
Well, that's easy. You're sure to win her heart with a 3-stone diamond pendant priced from just $99 at Coin and Bullion Reserves. And remember, all our heart-shaped colored gemstone jewelry is 50% off. And these, my friend, are Valentine deals that you can take to the bank.
Coin and Bullion Reserves.
If you're suffering from back pain, neck pain, headaches, leg or arm pain, or if you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, please listen carefully.
Cairo Network Healthcare Centers.
Your initial evaluation includes 2 free x-rays at Cairo Network Healthcare Centers. Those x-rays will allow us to locate and evaluate your problem and determine whether chiropractic care is appropriate for you. So why not find out today whether chiropractic can be the answer for your health problems? Give us a call.
From the Viper 7 Weather Center, here is meteorologist Jason Kelly.
Gloomy last week, a good-looking weekend. Now, what about this week? What's in store for us? Well, there are some changes on the horizon. Let's talk about them. First of all, outside right now, it is a pleasant night tonight. All in all, not too shabby at this point. Temperatures cool in the 50s right now. 58 degrees is the current temperature. Dew point of 56. Relative humidity 63%. The winds from the south at 5. The pressure 30.16, and it is falling just a little bit. Otherwise, though, it is a pleasant night outside at 9:56 Dothan, 53 in Mariana, Crestview at 51, 61 in Evergreen, 63 in Destin. So the further off to the east you go, the cooler it gets. That's a sign there's some moisture on the way. As you can see, we can tell that by the dew points. The dew points, again, starting to come up just a little bit now. 59 Pensacola, 57 Mobile, 54 in Evergreen. The further east you go, the lower those dew points get. 47 in Dothan, 46 in Albany. So we are seeing these drier dew points working their way in, out, and the moist dew points working their way in, and that will mean for us showers coming up as we head through the next few days. All right, let's check things out on the regional scale, and temperatures right now. Cool to our northwest, 34 in Oklahoma City right now, 43 in Fort Smith, 52 in Huntsville, a little warmer, 63 in Montgomery, so a warm night there, 57 in Jackson, Mississippi right now, and 64 in New Orleans. Nationwide, what's going on? Cold air starting to make a return in some of the northern sections of the Plains states. Right now, 1 above in International Falls, 9 above in Billings, 17 above in Minneapolis, so a cool night up there. 27 in both Denver and Wichita, 34 in the Windy City, and right now 43 in our nation's capital. But you go further south, and that's where all that warm air is. It's going to stick around for a little while longer for the next few days. Eventually, we do think some cooler air does make a return, but that's several days away right now. High pressure is locked in and moving away now off the east coast. This little area of low pressure moving off to the north, bringing some snow showers and some rain showers. For us, this will take a while for it to get here, but it eventually will move through our area down the road. Go to Futurecast, look for tomorrow and for the rest of this, the next couple of days. What do we see? Here come the showers. Now, they're slow in getting here. They're in no big hurry to arrive. This front's kind of just creeping along. The upper level winds parallel to the front, so there's not a whole lot of push here. But it will eventually move south, and that will mean for us shower chances late Wednesday into Thursday, and then some slightly cooler air behind this front. Boating forecast, not too bad. 2 to 3 foot seas near shore, 2 to 4 foot seas offshore, with light chop on the protected waterways around the area. UV index about a 4 tomorrow. That's in the moderate range, and 2 to 3 foot seas right at the beach. The forecast looks like this. Overnight lows 40s and 50s, daytime highs in the 60s and 70s, and the east wind at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. I-10 corridor, morning lows start out in the 40s, afternoon highs in the 70s. Good looking day, and east wind at 5 to 10. Along the coast, morning lows mostly in the 50s, afternoon highs mostly in the 60s, and low 70s. The next 7 days, sunshine will go away for a while, but it'll come back. We'll see daytime highs later this week, dropping down into around the 60-degree mark on Friday, and morning lows in the 30s again. One cool morning, and we moderate out rather quickly. Another chance of rain returns to start the next work week, a week from today.
Talk about spring fever.
I've got some kind of fever. I don't know if it's spring or not.
Thanks, Jason. Well, coming up in sports, Scott talks about some super numbers.
And he has the Monday highlight reel, including Shaq showing some serious hustle.
Weather is brought to you in part by Gulf Coast Medical Center.
Colon cancer is the second leading killer among all cancers, but if found early is curable 90% of the time. Unfortunately, there are no early symptoms of this deadly disease, which is why a colonoscopy is so important. At the Digestive Diseases Center, having a colonoscopy is virtually pain-free with the most advanced technology and latest equipment in their office and outpatient clinic. You can trust our board-certified gastroenterologists, Drs. Rao, Reddy, Albibi, or Finlaw at the Digestive Diseases Center and their professional staff to treat you with respect and dignity that you deserve.
We've got a little graduation present for you, Pumpkin.
Oh! A new Toyota Corolla XRS. I can't even believe it. 16-inch alloy wheels and a rear spoiler. Do you know that it can do 0 to 60 in under 8 seconds? I love the new Corolla.
Oh, no. This is for you.
The new Corolla XRS.
You're going to need it for your job search.
Get your own. Now sign a drive lease the 05 Corolla CE for $219 a month for 48 months with absolutely zero due at signing. Toyota, moving forward.
Let's talk about Social Security disability. At your Social Security hearing, without the right medical evidence to win your case, it may be a long ride home. I'm attorney Brian DeSalt. As a Social Security disability attorney for over 20 years, I can work with your medical records and doctors to prepare your case. Don't go it alone. I'm on your side. To discuss your case, call me, Brian DeSalt, 1-877-6-SOCIAL.
It's tax refund time, so bring your tax refund check into Lindsay's Furniture and shop over 72,000 square feet of famous brand name furniture on sale today at 50% off the regular price. Choose from over 350 styles of living room, dining room, and bedroom sets. Looking for a comfy recliner? Recliners are on sale today at Lindsay's Furniture for just $139. Folks drive hundreds of miles to save thousands of dollars at Lindsay's Furniture on the corner of Lisenby Avenue and 15th Street in the Panama Plaza.
Manufactured homes have come a long way. Gulf Coast Home Center, providing affordable luxury living.
Hear Viper 7 Weather Center updates on Clear Channel radio stations, including Oldies Radio, Beach 99.3.
Here's Scott Rossman with our sports.
Football's pretty much done with, so now we're going to concentrate on some NBA.
Yeah, and Heat's not a bad, Shaq's not a bad guy to concentrate on. We're not quite at the All-Star break in the NBA, but there should be no doubt about it. The Miami Heat's the class of the Eastern Conference. Shaq and company with the best record in the East, taking a 35-14 mark onto the court tonight, perhaps expecting an easy time with Golden State, who came in 21 games under. But the Warriors hanging tough. Speedy Claxton finds Richardson for the stuff. Golden State by 4. The Heat answer that. Udonis Haslem feeding Shaq for the layup. Miami up by 1 at the break. Third quarter, Damon Jones is going to miss his layup, but O'Neal is there for the putback. Heat pulling away to a 8-point lead. They hang on to win by 9. Shaq with 27 points, 14 boards, 6 assists. The big guy did it all tonight. A prep hoops score to pass along. Crestview at Mosley. Dolphins get a 20-point win. Dario Green leading the way with 22. Mosley, by the way, will host an in-school game Wednesday against Holmes, a 1:30 tip-off for that ball game. And out of the soccer field and a look ahead to the second round of the girls' state playoffs. The Arnold Lading Marlins, one of 3 area teams still kicking in the region semifinals. Arnold won on the road in their playoff opener at Wakulla last week. Tomorrow night, it's back on the road to Jacksonville to face highly touted Bulls.
Last year, we lost half of our team, so a lot of the players don't have the high school experience. Half the team's freshmen. So we've taken a little while building up the experience and the camaraderie, but they've come together. They worked really hard, got their heart back, and went up against Wakulla and just showed them what we had.
Hoping to show Bulls something tomorrow night in Jacksonville. The other 2 area teams in their respective region semis, both on the 5A level. Niceville, which will host Merritt Island tomorrow night, and Fort Walton Beach, which travels to Satellite south of Daytona. The Super Bowl ratings are out, and once again, we as a nation watched in droves. However, compared to previous Super Bowls, the numbers were down a bit. Nielsen reports some 86 million plus watched at least part of the game last night as the Pats beat the Eagles 24-21. That's down about 4% from last year's game, which attracted almost 89 million viewers. The fact the game went down to the final seconds certainly helped keep viewers' interest. Viewership peaked just after 10 p.m. Eastern, which was in the final quarter. An interesting note, the major city with the highest percentage of folks watching, that was Jacksonville, which was ahead of Philly and Boston, which were second and third, respectively. Now to our Monday highlight reel, and we'll start with a big league rat of sorts. Jose Canseco ratting out some of his former big league brethren. Excerpts from Jose's forthcoming book about steroids in baseball are out. Canseco claims he has firsthand info on McGuire, Giambi, Palmeiro, and others using steroids. Jose even claims he injected his fellow Bash brother, McGuire. Ouch. I don't think anyone's ever going to accuse the aforementioned Shaq of using performance enhancers. He doesn't need them, especially when he shows hustle like that, the Diesel flying around like a guard. Another NBA game, referee Bill Kennedy gets hit accidentally by the kicked ball. Let's just say it hits him in the groin area. Cavs mascot offering some ice for the wound. Even Kennedy laughs at that. Finally, to college hoops, and Donnie McGrath of the Virginia Cavaliers last week with an incredible game against Providence. Donnie putting up 9 3-pointers and connecting on all 9. Some of them were absolute bombs from the first and second rows, you might say. McGrath winding up with a career-high 27, led the way to a win over the Friars. 9 for 9. I think that's 100%. Yeah. Check my math. Lastly, our nightly fishing game forecast. Time constraints pushing it back to 10 o'clock. Again, you can see in the afternoon, early evening tomorrow in the 5:30 p.m. into the excellent range in 12 a.m. midnight, I guess, tonight. Good time. So
you got an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, pack up the tackle and get going.
Thanks, Scott. Back in just a moment.
News for Your Health is brought to you by Gulf Coast Medical Center, keeping families healthy.
Gulf Coast Medical Center's Sheila Brott sees firsthand the devastating effects hard-to-heal wounds have on patients. But as director of the hospital's Center for Wound Care, Brott knows the life-changing impact the center's physicians and nurses are having on patients with wounds related to diabetes, peripheral vascular disease, and other conditions.
If they give us 16 weeks and listen to what we say, do what we ask them to do, 9 out of 10 of our patients will walk away with a healed wound.
Brott says the healing rate for patients at the Center for Wound Care at Gulf Coast Medical Center is higher than the national average.
News for Your Health has been brought to you by Gulf Coast Medical Center. For more information, call 747-7134. Gulf Coast Medical Center, keeping families healthy.
Man, I love the extra long cheese coney. It rules my world, man. Yeah. No, literally. I use it as a ruler. I use the measurement of the extra long cheese coney. I don't think most of America is going to accept that we need to start measuring things by the length of a hot dog. You know what, Pete? You can't understand a man until you walk 3,568 extra long cheese conies in these shoes.
Extra long cheese coney. Sonic's got it, others don't. Try an extra long cheese coney with a large order of ties, now for just $2.99. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Does buying a new car leave you in the dark? Then get to Quality Toyota and see how fast and easy car buying can be with incredibly low interest rates and huge rebates on the entire award-winning Toyota lineup. Drive away with 0 down and make no payments for 90 days. Get your price and payment in 15 minutes and take delivery in just 1 hour. Plus, when we make a deal, we'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe. And remember to ask about our Quality Privileges card. So hurry, get to Quality Toyota today.
Perhaps smaller print makes you feel inadequate? A talking phone book is complete and easier for people to relate to. Talking phone books, bigger print, better information, more to say.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Quality Imports.
There's some good news for spouses of military members.
Husbands or wives who have to quit their civilian jobs to follow their transferred spouse are eligible for unemployment here in Florida. The Florida legislature passed the bill last year, but it only applies to military families transferred from Florida to a duty assignment out of state. If you're coming from another state to Florida, you have to apply in the state you left. Only a dozen or so states actually have this type of law.
Buy it now may cost a little less on eBay. The auction website announced today it will offer small sellers a one-time credit of $15.95. It will also reduce the fee for inexpensive items from 30 to 25 cents. The company is trying to appease small business owners who use the site to sell products. Those customers were upset by eBay's unpopular price hike a month ago. Here's a look at tonight's winning Florida lottery numbers.
Hello everyone, I'm Wayne Gentry at the Restonic Mattress Gallery. You know, every day I get asked, just what is it that makes Restonic the most comfortable and longest lasting mattress? Well, duh, it's a Restonic, and only Restonic has the Marvelous Middle. The Marvelous Middle has more coils packed into the center to give you the support where it's needed. And we have over 30 different models to satisfy your comfort needs. Restonic Mattress Gallery, Highway 77 across from the Bay County Sheriff's Office.
It's time to save money with Arby's 5 for 5 Arby's Melt Deal. That's 5 for 5. Count them. One.
Now get 5 Arby's melts for just $5 with oven roasted beef that's fresh sliced, so it's juicy, not greasy, topped with hot, tangy cheddar.
Okay. You get the idea.
Don't miss 5 Arby's melts for just $5. Hurry, a deal this good won't last long.
Right now, Dodge Truck Days is the biggest and the best thing going on. Grab the Dakota with the only available V8 in its class and best-in-class torque. Or Ram Thunder Road with 345 horses of heavy power and 20-inch wheels. Now get 0% financing plus package discounts plus February bonus cash for total savings up to $9,000. So hurry into Truck Days and grab life in the Southeast big time.
What is Viper technology?
One very unique feature of Viper is that we're able to examine a thunderstorm or a hurricane or what have you in 3 dimensions for the very first time. Traditional live Doppler radar only examines the lowest part of the storm, so you're missing out on what's happening above that, where a lot of severe weather indicators are. You can see the development of rotations or tornadoes if you look above the lowest layer. We can do that, and Viper technology is the way we can do it.
Only on News Channel 7 in partnership with Peden Air Conditioning and Heating.
It's going to be all of our time tonight. Thanks for having us in for news.
Good night.
ABC, America's late night leader.
It's The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, featuring Kevin Eubanks and The Tonight Show Band. And I'm John Melendez. Tonight, Jay welcomes Kirstie Alley. From Desperate Housewives, James Denton. The music of Anna Netrebko. And Mitch Fatel at the Super Bowl. And now, Jay